Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga wasn't just about a fight. It was about legacy, pressure, and the invisible weight that follows greatness into the ring. Las Vegas shimmered under bright lights once again, a city that has witnessed countless warriors rise and fall, but tonight carried a different kind of tension. This wasn't just another title defense. This was Canelo stepping forward to make the fifth defense of his lineal super middleweight crown, a throne he had claimed by doing what others couldn't, defeating Caleb Plant back in November 2021 to become the undisputed champion. And when you reach that level, every opponent doesn't just fight you, they fight the idea of you. Berlanga walked into the ring with confidence in his stride. But beneath that confidence, there was something else. Calculation, hesitation, a quiet storm of doubt. From the opening seconds, it became clear this wasn't the fearless aggressor fans were used to seeing. This was a fighter thinking, maybe thinking too much. Canelo, on the other hand, looked like a man who had already solved the puzzle. The first exchanges were subtle, almost deceptive. A jab here, a feint there. But within those small movements, the tone was set. Canelo wasn't rushing. He wasn't forcing anything. He was measuring, studying, waiting for the exact moment when precision would outweigh volume. Because that's what separates good fighters from great ones. Berlanga tried to find his rhythm, tried to establish distance. But every time he stepped forward, there was something stopping him. Not just Canelo's punches, but the threat of them. His eyes told the story. His body language revealed it. He wasn't just fighting a man. He was reacting to a presence. Canelo's counters began to land. Sharp, clean, efficient. A 1-2 snap through Berlanga's guard. Not thrown with desperation, but with purpose. Each punch carried intent. Like a calculated equation being solved in real time, Berlanga fired back. But even when he landed, it felt like he was chasing something just out of reach. Then came the corners. Again and again, Berlanga found himself trapped, back against the ropes, limited space, limited options. And that's where Canelo thrives. That's where the hunter closes in. By the time round 3 arrived, the tension had reached its breaking point. Canelo stepped in with a calm that only experience can bring. No wasted movement, no panic, just timing. And then it happened. A perfectly placed shot, sharp, sudden, and undeniable. Berlanga hit the canvas. For a split second, the arena froze. Then it erupted. The crowd understood what they had just witnessed. This wasn't luck. This wasn't chance. This was the result of relentless precision meeting a moment of vulnerability. Berlanga rose, but something had changed. You could see it in the way he moved, in the way he reacted. The confidence was still there, but now it was mixed with caution. And against a fighter like Canelo, hesitation is a dangerous companion. Canelo sensed it immediately. He pressed forward, not recklessly, but with controlled aggression. A left hook here, a body shot there. Each punch designed not just to score, but to break something deeper. Rhythm, confidence, resistance. Berlanga tried to fight back. He threw wild shots, desperate to reclaim control. But Canelo was already a step ahead. Slipping punches, rolling with impact, responding with counters that landed with surgical accuracy. The left hook became a recurring theme. To the body, to the head. It was as if Canelo had found a weakness and decided to exploit it over and over again. Berlanga's guard absorbed some damage, but even blocked punches carried weight. They wore him down slowly but surely. And then came the combinations. A jab upstairs, a right-handed body, a hook wrapping around the guard. It wasn't just offense, it was orchestration. Every punch connected to the next, creating a rhythm that Berlanga struggled to disrupt. Even when Berlanga landed something meaningful, it never felt like enough. Canelo would absorb it, adjust, and respond immediately. That's the difference at this level. Not just skill, but adaptability. Round after round, the story remained the same. Berlanga searching, Canelo controlling. There were flashes of resistance, moments where Berlanga pushed forward, where he tried to impose himself. But each time, he ran into the same wall. Counters, defense, precision. At one point, Berlanga slipped awkwardly, crashing the canvas in a way that looked more dangerous than any punch. It was a reminder of how unforgiving the ring can be. One misstep, one moment of imbalance, and everything can change. But even that moment couldn't shift the momentum. Canelo kept coming. He began targeting the arms, a subtle but brutal tactic, breaking down the guard, weakening the defense, making every future punch more effective than the last. And then there were the exchanges on the ropes. Berlanga trapped again, trying to fight his way out, throwing combinations in bursts. But Canelo stayed composed, slipping shots, answering back with cleaner, sharper counters. The accuracy was staggering. While Berlanga threw more, Canelo landed better. And in boxing, that's what matters. As the fight moved into the later rounds, the physical damage started to mirror the mental toll. Berlanga was still standing, still fighting, but the gap between them had become undeniable. The commentary echoed what everyone was seeing. Aggression alone isn't enough. It has to be effective. And tonight, Canelo's aggression wasn't just effective, it was dominant. There were moments where Berlanga seemed to accept reality unfolding in front of him, not surrendering, but realizing that he was sharing the ring with someone operating at a different level. Still, he kept going, because that's what fighters do. They endure, they push forward, even when the odds shift, even when the momentum turns against them. And to Berlanga's credit, he never stopped trying, he never stopped throwing. But every attempt came with a cost. Every missed punch opened a window. Every mistake invited punishment. And Canelo capitalized on all of it. The crowd, fully invested now, watched as the rounds ticked away. They weren't just witnessing a fight. They were watching a masterclass. A champion doing what champions do. Controlling the pace. Dictating the distance. Breaking down an opponent piece by piece. By the final rounds, the outcome felt inevitable. Not because Berlanga lacked heart, but because Canelo had taken control of every variable that matters in boxing. Timing, accuracy, defense, ring IQ, it was all his. The final bell didn't bring surprise. It brought confirmation. Canelo Alvarez had done it again. Another defense, another performance that reinforced his place at the top of the sport. And while Berlanga walked away without the victory, he walked away with something else. Experience. The kind that only comes from sharing the ring with greatness. Because fights like this don't just define champions. They reveal them. And on this night in Las Vegas, under the brightest lights, Canelo didn't just win. He reminded the world exactly why he's still the king of the super middleweight division. Now here's the question for you. Did Berlanga show enough to prove he belongs at this level? Or did this fight expose a gap he still needs to close? And more importantly, who should step up next to challenge Canelo's dominance? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dive fight stories like this.